Donald Trump is probably going to get indicted again. Okay, so there is he was told that he was going to be called to another testimony based on January 6th that basically what I think they're going to try to get him on, I forget what they're going to get him for the insurrection and all this stuff. So they're gonna get him. Yeah, so they're gonna get him. They're gonna try to do that, and then after that, stay tuned, because down here in Atlanta, they're gonna try to get him for interfering with the Georgia election. So, they're gonna try to get him on whatever they can. I think it was Thomas Massie. I saw a clip too where Thomas Massie said, we got to get Ron DeSantis 2 more charges so he can at least try to close the gap when it comes to the polling numbers, because Donald Trump is running away with the primary, and all these indictments are doing is helping him in the primaries. But honestly, my first reaction to this one though was so Will Hurd. Actually, I gotta remember who he is. Well, that was my reaction, was Will Hurd is who? Apparently he's a politician somewhere, and he's running for president. So I don't know who he is. Here's what he had to say, and this is what happened actually in Iowa at the Lincoln dinner in Iowa. So here.
Donald Trump is running to stay out of prison. And if we elect, I know. Listen, I know the truth is hard. But if we elect Donald Trump, we are willingly giving Joe Biden 4 more years in the White House, and America can't handle that. God bless you, and God bless America.
So yeah, I mean, that's kind of how the GOP is feeling about people who are going after Donald Trump right now. Like it or not, to say that he's running for president to stay out of prison, I think he's right that they wouldn't even be coming after him if he wasn't running for president. Yeah, Courtney, I think you're right. I think Biden's approval ratings are very low right now. I mean, they tried to take credit for the new job numbers this week. If you look at the job numbers, they're still in the negative from when they were, during COVID. So, or pre-COVID. So anytime that somebody shows you job numbers, don't believe it. Now Donald Trump actually hit back, and it was so funny because he said in Iowa last night, I noticed a little known failed former congressman Will Hurd is ridiculously running for president. He quit Congress because he would have been impossible for him to win in his district. He did a really bad job. Anyway, he got seriously booed off the stage when he said that I was running to stay out of jail. Wrong. If I wasn't running and doing badly, like him and Chris Christie, with no chance to win, these prosecutions won't even be brought or happening. And I actually think that's true. If Donald Trump was not running for office, they wouldn't be going after him right now. He wouldn't be doing anything. So I don't understand these people going after Trump. Like I said, I mean, they're going after him so he can't run, basically. Like the Jan 6 stuff, like this, the next federal one, which is with the January 6 stuff. They're looking at they're looking to see if he. I don't even remember what the I honestly right now I can't remember what the charges are. Let me see if I can pull this up. And it's off again. Yeah, so earlier this month he received a letter from Jack Smith's office saying that he is the target of the January 6th grand jury investigation, which usually leads to, or almost always leads to an indictment. So that's on this one. I forget what the charges themselves are. So, but this is what's funny. And so coming back into full swing of things, it is interesting because Joe Rogan and Jim Gaffigan talked about some of this stuff on the Joe Rogan podcast. And look, I actually love Jim Gaffigan. Like I love his comedy. Okay. Because he doesn't get too political in any of the comedy specials that I've seen. I think he's hilarious. But he does have some Trump derangement syndrome. And so when you watch like these clips of him on Joe Rogan and they were talking about Trump and they're talking about Biden, it was very clear of, his biases in that regard. He was giving Biden all the benefit of the doubt and he wasn't giving Trump any benefit of the doubt. So here's one clip that I thought was interesting.
I think the January 6th thing is pretty bad.
Well, the January 6th thing is bad, but also the intelligence agencies were involved in provoking people to go into the Capitol building. That's a fact.
So wait a minute. You're saying that guy, what's his name?
Ray Epps.
Yeah, you really think that he?
I don't know, but I do know that every other.
Pretty apparent. I think he's going to sue Fox.
I think every other person who was involved in January 6th, who was involved in coordinating a break-in into the Capitol and in instigating people breaking, they were all arrested. This guy wasn't. Not only that, they were defending him in the New York Times, the Washington Post, those different things, because saying that Fox News is unjustly accused him of instigating. Well, he clearly instigated. He did it on camera. I don't know if he was a Fed. I know a lot of people think he was a Fed. The people that were there were calling him a Fed. What I do know is when they asked the FBI said, we can't tell you whether or not there were people that were there that were doing that. Now, there's been reports that there was hundreds of agents that were there that were doing that. I don't know if that's true either. But I do know that they do use agent provocateurs to disrupt peaceful protests. It's a common tactic. What they do is,
I'm gonna cut that just because I don't want. I've been daring YouTube to do something for the last couple weeks. I don't really want to get suspended from here, so we're gonna cut that right there. But they basically go on and talk about what happened at January 6th and how Donald Trump is an enemy of the intelligence agencies, which is true. Donald Trump, it's very similar to what we talked about with John F. Kennedy Jr. or not John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy Jr. a couple weeks ago. When you are and actually, if you saw earlier this week, they denied Robert Kennedy's Secret Service protection during the election, which is interesting. I don't think I would actually want Secret Service protection if I was Robert Kennedy, because again, it's the Fed that's going to be protecting you. But yeah, so Trump's obviously possibly getting indicted soon. I know that the Fulton County Police are preparing for a protest here in Atlanta, which I will be covering for the Post Millennial when it comes. So I will be down there and bringing you guys stuff. So if it's on a Monday night, if I have to be down at the courthouse on a Monday night, this show could get pushed around. So you guys know where I'm at, though. I'll keep you on check, right? So I think going down and covering, Donald Trump protests would be one of the highlights of my career so far. So